This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and happy Sunday. And in the news this morning for March 5, 2023, Westmoreland guest house operator shot dead at home. A guest house operator was shot dead at his home in Waterworks in Westmoreland on Saturday morning. The businessman has been identified as Fitzroy James, otherwise called the Sugar or Sugar Rock. He owned the Sugar Rock Lagoon in Keefe District and the Star Castle Guest House in Whitehouse, both in Westmoreland. Reports are that about 11 a.m., James was at his residence when he was ambushed and shot multiple times by unknown assailants. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, James was found in a pool of blood. He was transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Whithorn police are investigating. Man shot dead in Park Lane off Red Hills Road. A man was reportedly shot and killed on Park Lane off Red Hills Road in St. Andrew earlier Saturday evening. The deceased has been identified only by his alias Bigger. Reports are that loud explosions were heard around 8 p.m. and the police were called to the scene, where the man was found with multiple gunshot wounds. Information reaching the news is that police from the St. Andrew North Division were processing the scene. Frankfield Primary in Clarendon mourns the passing of grade 2 teacher. The Frankfield Primary and Infant School in Northern Clarendon is in mourning over the passing of grade 2 teacher Tamika Jones Clark. The educator died on Friday after ailing for some time. Principal Vasper Scarlett said Jones Clark's death is a tremendous loss to the school community. He said the late educator, who taught at the institution for 15 years, was reserved but hardworking and was someone who would go the extra mile to ensure that her work was well done. She interacted well with staff and participated in almost every activity at the school that we would ask her to participate in. She was one of the instrumental persons at the school with the Good News Club, he said. Director for the Education Ministries Region 7, in which Clarendon falls, Barrington Richardson, said Jones Clark gave dedicated service to education and nation building. She has left a void in the hearts of her students and colleagues, he said. The senior ministry official said a trauma team will visit the school on Monday to provide psychosocial support and grief counseling to staff and students. Richardson said the woman's family will also be supported. Victims fleeced of over $1.6 million in Phoenix Park Village housing development fraud. Scammers are reportedly targeting persons hoping to rent houses in the gated Phoenix Park Village housing development in St. Catherine, swindling over $1 million in the latest case of rent fraud via illicit players in the Airbnb industry. Police sleuths in the parish say at least 3 houses have been used to lure unsuspecting victims via online and in newspaper advertisements in recent months, and that cumulatively roughly $1.6 million has been taken from 7 victims in rent and deposit fees. They ask the victims to send all sorts of supporting information, job letters, TRN, etc. to an email address, and that deposits are to be made to specific accounts before they can collect a key to the homes. The problem is there is no key to be collected, or they turn up to the homes already occupied, a senior cop from the Greater Portmore Police Station told the news last week. Lanny Main, president of the Phoenix Park Village Citizens Association, confirmed that he knew of 2 instances of rent fraud in the community since its opening in 2018. One was last year, and the most recent was in February. Main said that the association has turned over recordings from its 24-hour security surveillance system to the police, and that it will be working closely with them to weed out intolerable criminal activities. I don't think it is a frequent situation, and we would have put measures in place from the first incident. It is also not unique to Phoenix Park Village. These sorts of persons have targeted other communities, both gated and open, he posited. Considering this latest occurrence, we will be engaging with both the residents and Airbnb operators to institute additional safeguards. Some are already in train and other methods will be rolled out over the next week or so, he continued. A strong signal will be sent to these criminals to avoid a Phoenix Park village. The news understands that the fraudsters gain access to the property via Airbnb rental, and from there, they photographed and fraudulently advertised units online. With access to the premises and the security clearance, they then invite victims for viewings. If selected, they are directed to make the first month's rent and deposit to an account number provided before collecting their keys. Information technology specialist Gawain Jem, one of 4 persons reportedly scammed of one of the properties, said he lost $160,000 in rent and deposit fees. He is hoping that his bank can help recover the funds as they were wire transferred. Some victims reportedly made direct lodgements to the account number provided by the scammers. In hindsight, Jem said there were so many red flags and he blames himself for ignoring them. He explained that after making arrangements with a man over the phone, he was directed to the house and there he met with a woman claiming to be the presumed landlord's spouse. He said she told him that the landlord would not be available for the visit. Jem said he was among several persons allowed to look around the premises that day. He said he was soon informed that he was successful in securing the house for rent and that he should turn over personal documents and the payments. He was sent a bogus contract, and days later, when he turned up at the community, he was directed by a security guard to the office. They said I was like the 4th or 5th person who came there since that morning. The house had been evacuated and was locked up, Jem explained, now laughing at the warning signs he ignored. One of them was that the $80,000 a month rent covered utility bills. I'm in IT and I just feel real foolish to know that I fell for it, because that was like the first sign water and light cannot be included, he said. Maybe it was because I saw it was a gated community, so I just thought this wouldn't happen. That is what I think put me to sleep, the fact that it is a gated community and you feel a little bit safer, he noted, adding that the experience has not turned him off renting in the community. Instead, he has become much more skeptical, ensuring that he does business through reputable realtors. Stating that rent fraud was not uncommon in the Portmore municipality, the investigators said they did not have any reports of other gated communities being targeted, but noted that it was quite possible, as many cases may have gone unreported. The cop further noted it is not only that the criminals are stealing people's money, they also have access to certain personal information that can be used for other crimes. He continued, so the warning is that people wishing to rent homes should be wary of online transfers. It is sometimes better to set up a time and a place in a safe location or do business through reputable establishments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.